Okay, now I'm recording. So it is September 23rd, and tonight is like the roundtable talk, and I wanted to discuss with you guys, let you guys have the opportunity to ask questions about like the situations that you're having or conversations where you're stuck, kind of wherever you're stuck in your business, and giving you the opportunity to ask questions and get ideas from each other as well as myself. Like, I don't want you to just think that we're interviewing Tiffany or whatever. You guys can feel free to jump in and help each other out. If you have advice or you have questions or you have a comment to say back to somebody. So, we can go ahead and, kind of get started with that. I want to, I'll open up the line so you guys can, talk about like, your questions and stuff, and we'll try to keep it at around 30 minutes. And, if it's shorter than that, that's totally fine. And if not, if we go over, that's cool too. So I'm going to unmute everybody, and you guys just, let me know. Hopefully you guys brought your questions. So, how come I can't unmute? It's not working. Okay. Can you guys unmute yourselves? Cause I can't do it. I don't know why I can't. All right, there you go. All right. Does anybody have any, thing that you want to open up with? Oh, come on.
I do have a question, but I just don't want to be the first if somebody else has one.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
You can be the first.
I was curious, like I would really like to start using my like page, and I'm just trying to figure out how to make that work with my personal page.
Okay. That's a really good question because I just watched, and I was just talking to Michelle about this, but I just watched
I'm going to mute myself while you talk.
Okay, so I just watched a webinar last night that was really amazing. So, and I think it's really beneficial for people that are wanting to take their business to the next level. If you're really thinking about marketing or Facebook ads or Facebook like pages and blogs and how that all works, because if you guys notice, like if you see the top Beachbody coaches, you guys have probably noticed that when they do a post online, they have a link down at the bottom, and then it links to a form that's on their blog. And then, we never really fill out that form, but what happens when you fill out that form is then it goes to like, another landing page that is on their blog that shows them what a challenge group is with a video on it. It has all these, like, they have a system and they have it down. And I watched this webinar last night, and it's from Practical Social Media University. I've actually been paying them for the entire year, $40 a month, and I haven't used it. That's so me. But last night just kind of woke me up, and I've been really trying to take my business to the next level to where I think about Facebook and I think about the Facebook like page as a business. Like, Nikki, my mentor, I talk about her all the time. I think she's wonderful. She's awesome. She gives me great information and has mentored me to like the next level. But what she talks about a lot is that she uses her Facebook page, her personal page and her like page as a business, instead of saying, you know what, like, here's the pictures of my vacation that I just went on, and this is what I did, and I'm keeping my parents updated and all that types of stuff. She says that every single post that she makes is an intentional post marketed at her niche market. Now, this is where like your like page kind of comes into play. So what we really want to end up doing is taking all the information that's happening on our personal page and moving it to a like page, because I know like you guys, that do have kids, you don't like posting all the time about your kids on a public Facebook page. And, some people are still kind of getting into Facebook or like Instagram or whatever and posting on it and stuff like that. So, the number one thing that I learned from this webinar is we need to find out what our niche market is. And by that, basically, we had this avatar. I don't know if I talked to you guys about this avatar before, but basically you have an avatar that is a picture of some avatar or person or whatever that doesn't really exist, but it's your target market. It's your target customer, which is a mirror of yourself, because that is who is going to trust you the most. For instance, I know that there's a Beachbody coach out there, and her target market is dancers. I think that that's awesome. Like, she talks a lot about, having the body of a ballerina and having to be able to stay fit, to be able to do that. And that's who she markets to. And it's okay that she's not out there talking to every stay-at-home mom or every, girl in college and trying to get them, to buy a challenge pack, because that's not who's going to buy a challenge pack from you. People that are going to buy a challenge pack from you are people that you're going to help or have them sign up as a coach, or people that trust you and relate to you. Like, for instance, there is another Facebook page, a Beachbody coach that is an Army guy. He basically is in the Army, and he talked all about being in the Army and how he has to be in shape and wants to come home safe to his family. And that he talks, every post that he makes on his Facebook like page, he has that person in his mind. And that's how he gets the content. You have to give content so that you're aiming to the right person. So when you're doing your like page on Facebook, you keep this target niche person in mind, which is basically a mirror image of yourself. And you're always posting about that so that you're giving information about that person. For instance, like me, I did 4 pages of notes about myself. It's very humbling when you sit down and you start writing out what kind of person you are and what you are. And, and it's I write down things like has great ideas, sucks at implementing them, can come up with great spreadsheets, but doesn't, follow through. And, those are the types of things that I would write down about myself. And, and that's the type of stuff I'm going to post about. Now, I have decided that, instead of being a stay-at-home mom, because if I go out there and I try to find any stay-at-home mom, you might see a lot of Beachbody coaches say, oh, my target niche is a stay-at-home mom. And that could be true, but my target niche is a corporate wife. And I don't know if you guys saw my post today, but that was basically my first post about being a corporate wife. My husband makes a good living. I am fortunate enough to not have to go to work, but I choose to do this job because it fills a void in my life that is a loneliness because my husband is gone a lot. And it also feels like the void of not having my own identity. And I had to give up my identity and my ability to be successful so that my husband could be successful at his job. And I could be the stay-at-home mom, and that took the kids to preschool and took them to the doctor when they needed to. And so I gave up that, a chance to be successful. And so that's why I do this business, is so that I have the opportunity to be successful just like him, and I can prove it to myself. That's why I'm calling myself now the corporate wife, because that's my target niche. That's who I am after. I'm talking to the corporate wife that their husbands are gone all the time and they don't have friends, and they, whatever, they don't have friends. They, have an identity crisis, basically. They don't know who they are, and they don't have a passion, and they're trying to go after all kinds of stuff. So anyway, with my like page, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start posting about, being a stay-at-home mom that has a husband that travels all the time. Tonight I would have done a post miss my workout buddy because he's traveling, and when before it would have been I just got my workout in, and that's kind of a blast to everybody out there. But when I say, hey, just got my workout in, but I missed my workout buddy, that's an emotional jab at other corporate moms or other moms that have a traveling husband. Does that make sense? So I don't know if that answered your question or helped you, but I think that is very, her question, I think Tate, you're on the phone, but her question basically was, how do you kind of start up and start talking or working on a Facebook like page? And I think that that's really kind of where you got to start, is you got to figure out your target niche, which is a mirror image of yourself, write it down. So when you say, what do I need to write about today? Like, that's what you're writing about, and that's who you're targeting. And it's okay that all these other people are out there and you're not working with them. It's okay, because you want to have these quality people that have a connection with you, because they are going to be there for the long run. They're not going to be somebody that says, you know what, like, I just don't have a connection with them. And like, I think it's great because, like, you know, you, Tasha, yours could be teachers, you know, like there are some teachers, there's, gosh, I'm trying to think of his name, because he was an example in the group, but I think it's called the Fit Teachers Network or something like that. And he is a Beachbody coach, something like that. I can't remember, but, and he's a Beachbody coach that talks about teachers, you know, and being fit and stuff like that. And then there's a police officer that talks about, or a firefighter that talks about, like, how you need to be fit. And he goes after firefighters and talks a lot about the emotions of, you know, not being able to get home, and dancers, or, you know, any types of things that you love to do, or you love fashion, or you love like interior design, you talk about that. And it's okay that you're talking about that, but you incorporate the fitness aspect as well, you know, or the health aspect. So that's how I would build my like page. That's how I'm trying to build my like page, is to, like, I am aiming for those people. And then I'm also doing Facebook like ads, and I'm boosting some posts. So I would suggest kind of Googling about doing Facebook ads and Facebook like page or like ads and boosting posts. Do a like YouTube on that, and you can get some good information there, and or just test it out, try it out, you know. And you can narrow down exactly, like you can narrow down like stay-at-home mom that overspends on credit cards. Like, it's crazy how Facebook like knows everything. And it can go down to like people that like, you know, the movie or the movie Scandal, or people that buy Jimmy Choo shoes, people that buy Christian Louis Vuitton, you know, or like whatever, if you want high-end people, you know. It's crazy how you can narrow it down, and then you can get likes. I did a like ad and boosted a post this week, and I got 70 likes on my Facebook page, which is a lot, you know, in a few days. Now, that means that I target marketed those people, got exactly who I want. And if I get them to my like page, and then I'm giving them the right content, and I'm giving them value, then once I do the invite, they're going to be like, oh, okay, this sounds cool. And I'll do a free invite, you know, have them do a free challenge, so that I can build up trust with them, or put them in the coaching group, the free coaching group or whatever, build up that trust with them, get them over to like me on, or befriend me on my personal Facebook page, so they can see that I'm a real person. And then you go back and invite them to a 21-day challenge, or, you know, monthly challenge. So there is a system behind being a Beachbody coach. And, you know, I felt like, you know, on some information that I had been given, like, you know, over the past 2 years, that was kind of danced around. And I don't want you guys to miss that opportunity, because this is a lot about marketing and a lot about making sure that you're finding the right person that you're targeting. So that was a very long-winded answer, but that's pretty much like what I have been working on, and, you know, trying to get going for myself as well with the like page and finding my niche. So does that help, Tasha?
That does help a lot. I guess another part of it that I'm struggling with is, like, do you share some of the same things on your personal page as your like page? Like, I don't really know how to make those flow together, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it totally makes sense. I do share some of the same stuff on there. And, you know, like tomorrow, like I did a post tonight for my Coach Sneak Peek group. And on Friday, I'm going to be posting that on my like page. And it is the same content. but again, I want to try to get away from my personal page as being like where I'm doing my business. And I want to try to get that to my like page.
Oh.
And so when I'm on my personal page, like I'm trying to do not less of the business, because right now I'm still on it. So it is kind of a fine line, and it does take a little bit of time to build up, everything on your like page. So
Right.
I wouldn't like just go putting everything on your like page and just going back to being, who you were before Beachbody. You know what I mean? Like you still need to show that that's still a part of your life, and anything excites you about it or anything like that. So yes, you can share the same information, because not everybody is going to see it as well. Like, you might put it in your news feed on your personal page, and the people that are on your like page might not have seen it. Also, if you do it at different hours of the day, different people are going to see it. So, and if one person sees it twice, like really not that big of a deal.
Okay.
Like, they're not going to reach out and be like, oh, like I saw your post twice. It's just like whatever. But I would try to, have that target niche that you're aiming towards with your posts on your like page at a consistent level. And with your personal page, that's where you're a person, obviously, and you're posting about like things that are happening, but you're also weaving in, the other stuff, because you are going to be getting some customers still from your personal page.
Right.
Because eventually you want everybody that's on your like page to kind of get over and friend you on your, personal page after you've built a relationship with them.
Okay. That helps.
So, okay, cool. Do you have more questions about anything there?
I don't think so right now.
Okay. Marie, do you have any questions? She's like, oh no. What?
What's that?
I said, I'm putting everybody on the spot.
I mean, not really a question, just kind of what I talked to you about earlier, just how I feel like I am doing the right things, like by, when people talk to me about Shakeology or a program, like building value by telling them, all the different things that they get from being in our challenge group. And even people that have like RSVP'd to the, to our Fall into Fitness, even after all of that, they're saying no. So, and I guess like you said, this is kind of a hard time of year, but I've just been hearing that a lot more than than usual.
So yeah, it is definitely a hard time of the year, for sure. But we're planting those seeds for the beginning of the year when people are ready. So just keep that in mind and don't get discouraged, because this is a month where, I hear a lot of no's, and stuff like that. But this also is a month that I started the business 2 years ago. And it's possible, to find the people that are ready. But I mean, I don't know, what types of conversation, when are they starting, when are they saying no? Do you just kind of have the conversation? Have you gotten down to their goals and their why and all of that stuff? Oh.
Yeah. I feel like I've been having really good conversations about it. And then usually it's price right now. Even when I talk about how it's not, it's not just a protein shake, there's a lot more in it that gets you in a challenge group, building value, and price. I don't know, this month I've just gotten a lot more no's than usual.
So they just said, after you said, you picked out a program and everything for them for the challenge pack, and then you're like, okay, well, you can join and you'll get into our free challenge group, and you'll get into our challenge group. You'll get the DVDs. You'll get 30 days of Beachbody on Demand, giving them all of that. And then they're like, so what do you say after they say, no, it's too much?
I think most of those people were just continuing the conversation, just about other stuff, just staying in touch.
So do you say okay, no big deal. Do you want me to follow back up with you next month or anything like that?
I don't think I'm asking them if I can follow back up with them. I'm just kind of am following back up with them, but other stuff just to stay in touch.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. A lot of times, what I've seen, what I've learned from some of the other Beachbody coaches, is with price objections. And I think, did I post this in the page today, or maybe I didn't post it yet? I'll post something after the team call that I just found as well. Like, it's from one of the coaches from my rank in the bank, but she talked about how she kept getting objections and how she was like not accepting those objections, but answering those objections. Because when people do say that, you know, it's expensive or whatever, like that's when you can relate and you can say, yeah, you know, I thought it was too, but blah, 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 you know, I was able to, you know, save money on X, Y, and Z. You know, is there anything that, you know, you spend $4 a day on that maybe you could save? You know, and you can kind of say something like that, like, are you drinking Starbucks or anything? Is there, or you can say, you know, do you think maybe it's something you can save up for? You know, do you want to save up for it? Like, it's really important for your health, you know, to invest in your health. And is that something that maybe you can save up $20 a week for or something? And I mean, I know it feels like you're kind of being salesy or whatever, but I think that people need to be woken up if they know that it's important and they're just kind of finding an excuse to not commit. And they're afraid. And if it's important to them, they'll find a way, you know, but you have to show them the way too, because somebody might say $140, oh, that's not going to work, but it might not be in their mind to save up the money. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and if you just say, you know, like, oh, well, maybe you can, you know, would you be able to save up like $20 a week? And, you know, maybe you can be in the next month's challenge group. I'd love to follow up with you then. You know, do you think that'll work out? And most times, you know, they're going to be like, oh yeah, you know, I could probably save $10 a week. Or yeah, you know, I was drinking, you know, my $4 lattes and maybe I can go without, you know, and, you know, do it or whatever. And,
Right.
you know, I mean, I know coaches that sold stuff, you know, to get it, you know, get in and do it. I put it on a credit card, without my husband's permission, you know? And so it's just, you know, if you want it bad enough, like, people will do it, but they also need to understand, they need to be given the options, you know what I mean? And kind of saying like, hey, you know, your health seems very important to you. And I know that you want to reach these goals and I want to help you do that. You know, can I follow up with you next month when I have my next challenge group? You think you would be ready then? And if they say, oh yeah, you can follow up, you know, I'm not sure if I'll be ready or whatever, then, you know, just follow up and just, you know, see how it goes. Those people just aren't ready to make a change.
Right.
And you just have to move on.
I like how you said, your health seems like it's really important to you, because I think probably for a lot of us, it's hard to just handle objections like that. So I don't know. I think that's a really good way to do that. Your health seems like it's really important to you, and, you know, can you save up $20 a week? And I hope you can be in our next one.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good way to handle that.
Yeah. And I mean, I have to post, like what I found. I don't know if I saved it on my phone or what I did, but, anyway, it's really good, like, objections that she kind of used. Yeah, here it is. She did like, a Shakeology objection, a follow-up. It was like a follow-up. Geez, sorry, I can't like read on my phone. Follow-up from a ghost, you know, we call them ghosters. Coaching fear objection, people that are afraid of, like, you know, coaching. Challenge pack price objection. Here's one. So basically she says, and I'll read this to you since we're talking about it. She says, oh, I'm sorry, I just now got back to you. I'm out of luck for now, as we just put money into the bathtub and surround kit, which soaked us. So I need to pass, but thank you anyway. So this is what Becca says back. She says, I know budget is important to you, but I remember you saying how much you need to get motivated and kick into high gear. I can tell you how I've made it work. There is a sale right now on Pio, so it ends up being less than $5 a day. I cut out my Starbucks for a month and buying trinkets at Target, and I pretty much made up the difference quickly. This is such a great time to start getting into healthy habits before the holiday craziness. I'd hate to see you put it off and then get further behind and end up waiting until January to get started on your goals. You can make so much progress between now and then. Plus, I found that having a little skin in the game helps me to stick it out. That's why I never stuck to the gym. I didn't feel invested. Anyway, just some extra things to think about and that I've learned in my own experience. So she just kind of said that. She answered the objection.
That was really good.
Yeah. And so, then it carries on, I guess. She says, yes, it sounds interesting, but I'll have to wait. Oh, this is a different one, but I'll have to wait. Since I don't have the money right now, currently looking for a new job. I'm kind of in an economic crisis right now. She says, well, coaching can be your new job. And she's like, something that I can that I will invest in for sure. And she says, my coach is my mentor. With all my new coaches, it has helped them learn the ins and outs of coaching enough to make back what you've spent in the first month, starting with the commissions. You'll be able to earn commissions literally as soon as you set up your account, and you can look for a few friends that might want to join you in your October challenge group, and you'll earn commission on each one. So basically that's somebody saying that they can't afford to do it, but her saying, well, if you find a couple friends that want to do it with you, you can make it back like in your first month, which is totally true. And you don't want to like answer somebody's say like, oh, well, it's so hard for me to do it, so it's going to be hard for them too. Like, we don't know their situation. So they could, be very well connected. They could have a lot of friends that are in fitness. So finding 3 people might not be difficult for them to do. And people, I say that all the time because I feel like if people sign up to be a coach or sign up as a challenge with a challenge pack, sign up as a coach with a challenge pack, then I tell them like, my goal for you in your first 30 days is to help get your product paid for. They have to want it too though, because if they're not working for it, and they're not putting the time and effort into it, doing the daily consistent activities, they're not going to be able to get that paid for. But if they do, and they're doing what, the trainings are telling them and what we're, trying to offer, then they'll be able to make that money back and they'll get that full $140 back in their first month. If they're doing the stuff that they need to do. So, and I've said that to a few coaches, and I know that it's true because I made $800 in my first month. Like, I busted my butt, but, I did everything I was told to do and then some. But instead of inviting like 3 people a day, I was inviting probably 10, but I did it, you know what I mean? And so I know it's possible. You just have to want it and, do it. But yeah, it's an option for people to get that paid for in their first month. So don't ever discredit somebody and say, oh, well, it's so hard for me to do it. And, because they might have a different mentality. They might not have the schedule that you have, and they might not be, as busy as you are, and they might have more hours than you to be able to work on it. So does that help?
Yes, it does.
Okay. I'm so long-winded. I'm sorry. I try not to be long-winded. Tasha, do you have anything to add to that? Or does anybody have anything to add to Marie's question or anything? Do you have any other questions, Marie? Cool.
No, thank you.
Tate. Hi, Tate.
Hi.
Did you have any questions that you wanted to bring?
I just got in here. I didn't even hear the question, so. But,
we were just talking about like a Facebook like page, and we were talking about just kind of objections, basically people objecting a lot like right now, and what to kind of do about that. But do you have any questions like or any situations you're kind of have it like, be open. Like if you want to share with anything, because you have everybody else's opinion and mine as well. So any struggles?
I guess the only struggle that's kind of set me back a little bit is posting on Facebook. I wasn't a big poster before, and all my friends, they've seen just a few of my posts, and then they're giving me grief about it. But I mean, it's nothing that I'm taking to heart. Because I know where I want to be, and that I'm gonna try and prove them wrong down the road. So
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's the only thing. And then I guess I'm trying to learn how to approach people, and I still, I guess, and you've told me that this just to approach them from the heart, and the product sells itself. So it's, I mean, just I guess getting out of my comfort zone and approaching people is probably the hardest thing that I'm having right now as a beginning coach. So
yeah, it's when you do start out as a coach, like, and I think I told you this, is you gotta talk about the products like you did before you became a coach.
Mm-hmm.
And have that confidence still, because when we become a coach and we start talking about the product, we feel funny about it, but we got to think about it like it's a movie that we're trying to recommend to somebody to go watch, with the same passion that we had, that we would have told everybody about, like, oh, you got to try the Shakeology stuff, is like really good, but all of a sudden we're a coach and we're like, oh my God, they're going to think I'm selling them, and they're going to, and it's not like that, but you just got to do it. So I know Marie and Tasha, you guys are like getting a little bit better with your, you've grown a lot, I guess I should say, with your Facebook posts and stuff like that. How did you guys, if one of you want to kind of say anything, but how did you guys come out of like your comfort zone a little bit to, touch on what like Tate is kind of having an issue with? Do you guys have anything that you could share? Because I honestly, like, I'm an open book, and it's not something that I can relate to, because I just am like a diarrhea in the mouth on Facebook. So it doesn't really bother me. Do you guys have anything that you can add to him?
Marie, you can go. Yeah.
I think, are you in college, Tate?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's, that's hard, especially if your friends are like giving you grief. But I mean, I guess that when I started posting more, I just stopped, like, who cares? And that's something that comes a lot easier, like, to Tiffany than it does to me, to like be really open and put myself out there. But I mean, I don't know. Also, and then just I think a lot about, like, are you really going to care what these people think, in even a year, 6 months, like down the road farther? No, probably not. And I don't know, it makes me sad that they're like giving you grief too, because that's not cool. I don't know.
Yeah. And then I guess they've seen my result, how I've been using the product forever, and how people always compliment me on how good I look, being fit and all that, and they always think that I do outrageous training, but it's really not that hard. So I guess I've never really been open to people about what my training habits are, and I guess I need to open up to that more and show people, and say, once they say, hey, you look good, and say, just end the conversation there and just keep going on. But it's a learning process.
Something. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just agreeing with him. It is a learning process, and I think like just being, authentic, like what, like what Tasha's going to say isn't really what, maybe not what I would say about a product or something, or just like, my workout habits. So people ask me like what I did to get in shape before I got married, or whatever, whatever it is. So I don't know, just like being really authentic. So sorry, Tasha.
No, that's okay. I felt like I kept interrupting. What I was going to say is, like, I'm like an extremely backwards person. This has been like a really big growth period for me. And what I would suggest is just to be uncomfortable at first. You may, say something to someone and feel like a complete idiot after you've said it, but that's really the only way to get past it. Just have those few times where you feel like a complete Dumbo, and then you'll just get past it and eventually be okay with it.
Yeah, that's good advice, because stepping outside that comfort zone and like just putting yourself out there is a learning process in its own. Yeah. And sharing your story, Tate, like sharing your experience and all of that stuff, I think is big. And thinking, and I know you're not a big on Facebook, and you can totally do this on Instagram too, but Think of social media as your business. I think that was the big changing point for me, is like thinking of social media as my business. And that's how I'm going to find people. And I'm not always after the people I know. Like, I do get very intimidated. Like, I don't like taking selfies. Like, and I say it all the time, but I don't, but I like, there's tons of selfies of me. But I'm not after the people that I, know from high school, or I'm not after like my friends that see my Facebook page all the time. I'm after people that don't know me, that I'm finding on, like in these other groups and stuff like that. And so I'm not going to be able to find those people, and they're not going to trust me unless I give them the content that we talked about, like the content of, that niche market, you know what I mean? Like, being able to relate to them on that level, and showing them that I'm working out, and giving them, that I am a real person. So really thinking about social media as your business, because it doesn't seem like you like social media a lot, Tate. So I would say, like, think about it as your business. And if you think about it that way, then that's why you're on social media. That's why you're making a post. And, it doesn't mean every post has to be Beachbody, but it means that every post pretty much aims towards that target niche, that I think that definitely, Tate, you should watch the beginning of this call, because we talked about target niche a lot and on a Facebook page. And I think you have an amazing target niche, because being, in the reserves and everything, like you can go after all of those people. Like, I think it's just, you have a great niche, and you just have to hone in on it. And those are the people you're going to go after. You're not even going to worry about all of the friends that are like talking to you right now and everything. You're not talking to those people. So
I also wanted to throw this in, talking about the social media. He might benefit from that, how to be a shareholder, that I tagged you in. It has like what to post on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Oh yeah, that's a good
That
idea.
would probably be helpful for him.
I think I posted that in the group, didn't I?
I think you did, now that you've said that. Yeah.
All right, let me, I'm going to open that up real fast, and I will, I'll open it up real fast, and I'll tag you in it, Tate, because I think that's a good idea. Because basically what it is Tasha found this from another coach, but basically it talks about like what to post on social media each day, and like 3 times a day, like, or whatever, so that you don't have to think about it, and you're kind of like, okay, Monday, I'm supposed to post a motivational post, and Tuesday is Transformation Tuesday or Workout Wednesday. So I should post a workout selfie, or like, Foodie Friday kind of thing. Like, you don't have to call it Foodie Friday, but just think in your mind, like, these are the things I'm going to be talking about on these days. So it gives you that type of a social media content calendar. You know what I mean? So like what to post every day. Because a lot of times, like when you're new in this business and you're not used to being on social media, you just don't know what to post. And even if you are on social media all the time, you're like, I got to post like 3 to 5 times a day. Like, what am I going to post about? And I used to catch myself all the time going, I don't know what to post about. And I'd get stressed out about it. But again, I keep saying it, but once I honed in on that like niche market and figured out like who I'm talking to, basically a mirror image of myself, then it became much easier to make a post, because whatever I'm struggling with or whatever my situation is happening, like that's who I'm after. Like today, you guys, I'm going to share my screen with you. Hold on. So today, you guys might have seen my post on Facebook about Ryan being out of town. So it says here, it's becoming a weekly thing to get these pictures from my hubs to show the kiddos. We are so thankful for his job, but we would love to have him around all the time. Pound the corporate wife life. So this is my life. This is me saying goodbye. And I told my husband this, like how I feel every day is it's me holding Chase in my arms and Addison by her hand, waving goodbye to him as he drives by, off for the day or off to the airport or whatever, to fly away for a few days. And this right here and these people that answered back and commented back is my target market. These are the people that said, I feel you on that. I'm always on an airplane. My husband's always gone. Between travel and work and weekends, we never get to see our husband. Those are the people that I want to go after, and I want to build a relationship with and say, you know, eventually get to that point where I'm inviting them to be a coach on my team, because I'm answering this void of not having your husband around, the loneliness, about, you know, the filling the void of, you know, not having my own success and, you know, depending on his success and that types of stuff. So that's my target niche. Like that's a perfect post to talk about, like, with this, and finding content and things that, you know, you need to post on Facebook. So, you know, for you, Tate, it would be, you know, something along the lines of, you know, your Army Reserve stuff or the college stuff, you know, finding time to work out, like while you're in school, the situations that you're going through right now, that's the stuff that you want to share about, and talk about, because those people are out there. And this is my first time that I actually posted something like this. And this is the first time that these people had commented on my stuff. These people don't normally comment on my stuff. These are all new, like, comments, from people I haven't heard of for a while. So it just goes to show you, like, when you hone in and you figure it out and you're posting the right information, you're getting the right people to look at it, and then you'll be building those relationships and getting those people to become coaches so you can help change their life, you know, like Beachbody has helped us, you know, or helping us, you know. Does that help, like, with the content of social media and things like that?
Yeah.
Because I know that a lot of people, like a lot of coaches on our team right now are having that same situation where they don't really know what to post on social media, and, you know, they have that difficulty putting themselves out there. But I say, number one, like, think about it as a job. Think about it as, like, your business. And then, you know, post to a mirror image of yourself. And don't think twice about it. Like, I make these posts and I just post it and I say, you know what, like, I'm going after these people, and anybody else that sees it and gets sick and tired of waking up to a selfie of Tiffany, like, sorry, there's an unfriend button if you don't like seeing my face.
Yeah.
So something else I wanted to say, and that makes me angry just thinking about him saying his friends were giving him grief. I just don't understand why people have to do things like that. But anyway, I just wanted you to know, like, if you haven't thought about it this way, most of the time when people give you grief or make fun of you in some way, it's because they're afraid, or because they're seeing something in you that they don't have or that they want, and they're just too afraid to go after it, so they have to pull you down with them. And it's not that they purposefully want to do that, but that's just human nature.
Yeah, there's I posted that Chalene Johnson video the other day in our group, and that's exactly what she talks about, is people, like, you know, posting on her Facebook page, haters, basically. You know, we don't want to call our friends haters, but they, you know, they do the things that, like, kind of, like, you know, when I first started as a Beachbody coach, I was afraid to tell my, like, best friend about it. And she laughed at me. She, like, admittedly, like, later said, like, she was like, yeah, it was like a joke. And she was like, you know, I just kind of, like, giggled under my breath, like, Beachbody coach, like, you know, and I was embarrassed at first, because I was like, you know, it felt to me like it was, I don't know how to describe it. Like I was doing, like, selling Avon or Mary Kay, you know what I mean? Like, and I was like, gosh, I really don't want to tell everybody I'm doing this. And I kind of felt embarrassed. And then once I got over that, and I was like, you know what, like, I'm out there to help people, and I am proud of what I do. Like, that first time I helped a challenger and they were in my group and they messaged me and was like, oh my gosh, I couldn't have done this without you. That changed everything for me, because I was like, I helped change somebody's life. Like, I helped that person, like, whether it was just, you know, losing 3 pounds or getting new habits, I helped them change their life. And then when I brought in a coach and I helped change their life, and she started helping other people change their life, like that's when I saw that this is big. Like it can be huge, and I can't do it on my own. But that's why we have a team of coaches to go out there and reach the people that we can't reach. And that just made the world of difference to me. And I became proud to be a coach, and like, you know, my excitement and my post changed, and all of that types of stuff. So, you know, I don't know, kind of got off subject, but all right. Oh, did I freeze? Did everybody freeze? Where's everybody? Okay, you guys there? All right, do you guys have anything else you want to touch on? No, nothing? Okay, guys. Tasha, you and I need to schedule like a one-on-one or like, you know, follow up about the October group, getting that finalized. I'm going to, just so y'all know, well, you know, let me just go ahead and I'll stop the recording. But anyway, thanks everybody. And I'm going to stop the recording right now.